Are you stuck in Japan? Held back? Imprisoned in some sort of cultural vortex? Told you aren't ready for a Western release? If you answered yes or no to any of these questions, please contact any game publisher for help. Meanwhile, let's have a look at others like you, shall we? Does this sound relatable? You and your brother got this flying ship, but just as you're about to go use it, a witch changes you into cats. Well then I've got a game for you, Airship Q. It's a game that came out in 2015 from the indie development team Miracle Positive. It's like Terraria, but you're on a ship, and it is
first ever sandbox action RPG from Japan.
I thought this game looked pretty cool. I haven't played Terraria before, but this seems to be in a similar vein. It allows for terraforming, exploration, plant growing, and multiplayer battles. If you're thinking, aw dang, that'd be sweet to pop in my Vita, then I have good news for you. While there's no Western release, they did in fact release an English patch in 2016. So now all of your cat airshipping dreams can come true! The next is a game with a quite interesting background. Hero Must Die came out originally as a mobile game in Japan, but was later remade for the PlayStation Vita. It's a turn-based RPG about the last 5 days of an unknown hero's life. Basically, he defeats Satan, and it costs him his life to do so. However, he's given a last chance by an angel to explore the world and take care of things before he dies. While playing, the hero will forget abilities and his stats will decrease. It's a very sad story, especially when you find out that the guy who came up with the story, Shoji Masuda, based the concept on his experience with his father, who had a successful surgery for a disease, but was only given 5 to 10 years to live. Shoji used that feeling of watching his loved one fade before him. It's truly quite sad. It got good reviews as a mobile game, so I'm surprised it didn't get a Western release. I chose this game for the list basically because I don't know of any other game like it for the Vita. Mahoka Koko no Nittosei Out of Order is also known as the Irregular at Magic High School Out of Order. It's based on a web novel series by Tsutomu Sato that went the usual course to manga, then to anime. The game came out in 2014 and is like a mix of visual novel and 3D magic fighter. It is similar to Harry Potter in the way that they cast spells and such. It actually looks pretty fun to play, though I have to wonder why Bandai wouldn't bring it over. Though when I think about it, it's probably a pretty niche game, and maybe only fans of the series might like it. I don't care for anime in general, but I think it's interesting enough to play. The next game is a little quirky. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You walk around your own town using your Vita, and when you get close to a monster, you can capture them. If you said Pokemon Go, you're too late. Monster Radar was doing the same thing with the Vita since 2011. It uses Sony's Petamap to show your location and the monsters around you. When you get close, you use your PS Vita's augmented reality to net one of those monsters. The monster you catch depends on where you're at. So for instance, if you go to a pub, you'll catch a beer monster. A convenience store, a convenience monster. A school, a pedophile. A school monster.
Prank, baby! Yeah!
When you catch them, you take them to the lab, and basically it becomes a virtual pet type of thing. And honestly, that's about it. It probably wouldn't hold your attention longer than Pokemon Go did, but it's an interesting concept. I just thought it was worth a mention, even though it's obvious why it never got a Western release. And last, because a list doesn't feel right unless it's at least 5. Net High. Man, a lot of school-related content in this video. Net High is about the internet. Do you like the internet? Do you like putting those life-shaming Instagrammers in their place? Then you should join Oreshi in his quest to pull the curtains back on all these great life-having people. This is kind of like the Phoenix Wright games. You first gather information from your social network peeps, then it's time to start a flame war. It's based on Google+. Just joking. Save your internet vitriol for the game, okay? Do this flame war, you uncover the truth about the lives of your opponents, exposing them as the frauds they are. It's kind of like H3H3. I like the concept a lot. Right now it's pretty expensive on eBay, so if we get a Western release, maybe we can get it for a decent price. It's a visual novel, so it's got a lot of text, but the real reason it didn't get a physical release in the West was stated in a Dual Shockers interview with the Executive Vice President of XC, Ken Berry. He said, "Our hopes of being able to localize it were quickly dashed once we realized that most of the puzzles were based on Japanese puns and wordplay, using written kanji characters, which often have multiple meanings. Seeing that it also had a lot of text displaying from top to bottom, rather than our way of reading from left to right, sealed its fate of definitely not coming to the West. That sucks, but it's another reason to learn Japanese, right?" Well, that's my list. What do you think? Got any other games I should have covered? Let me know. And, thanks for watching. Bye now.